to this week's edition of The Passion of the Digital Artist. And here he is, that passionate digital artist himself, Jeff Mueller.
Woo! Hey, Xavier.
Hey, Jeff, how you doing?
I'm freaking awesome. How about yourself?
I am absolutely fantastic tonight.
Yes, I would say that. I would say that it's been a couple weeks since we've done this, and there's been a metric ton of stuff that we have come up with that's been happening, and it's just been an exciting time.
Awesome. Tell us about it.
I have a couple irons in the fire that really is getting this ball rolling. We have been video blogging. This is number 99, so our next one's going to be 100.
Sounds like a party to me.
Freaking unbelievable. Think about 2 years ago, almost 3, when we started doing this. Did you ever think we would get to almost 100 video blogs?
You know, I guess I hadn't given it much thought because I can't believe that it's come around this quickly. It has gone by so fast.
March will be 3 years.
Oh.
The crazy part about it all is I've had 8,000 views on YouTube, and that's mostly this video blog. So that is exciting in itself.
That is awesome.
That we've had a nice following. I know everybody doesn't watch everyone because we get a little long-winded from time to time. But
maybe just a bit.
But overall, I'd like to thank all my faithful YouTube watchers out there. I really appreciate the support. There's no doubt about it.
Thank you, folks.
And I just love that I'm sharing this with the other artists about what I go through that leads to, when in this next couple years, as this keeps going, these video blogs might become more and more legitimate, hopefully. And it's still, the first blogs are this blueprint I want to lay down for everybody, because if you're a talented artist, in the past it's so tough to do this, and this is something that if I can do it and we can do it, all you really have to do is do it. Because that's what we're doing. We decided that you just can't sit around and go, oh, I hope this happens or I hope that happens. You just got to do it. And we've had a lot of fun, haven't we?
We sure have. The only thing worse than making the wrong decision is making no decision at all.
Exactly. Well, that brings me to the big news is I'm on artspecifier.com. It is a site that connects artists such as myself with designers and people in the industry that are looking for fine art and art decor, fine art for businesses, fine art for restaurants, collectors, gallery owners, museums. It's really the bridge that I'm looking for. And it was a juried process. Joyce Krieger, who runs the site and is the founder, I've been dealing with her, and I'm up on the site. So if you go to artspecifier.com, you'll be able to see Jeff Mueller and my artwork. There's a couple new pieces up there. They're in their digital stages. They haven't actually converted to canvas, because what I like to do is I like to spend these freaking cold nights and all the snow, and I do all my digital painting throughout the winter, and then once it starts to warm up, print them out onto the canvas, and I do my painting in the spring once it gets about above 60 and through the summer. So the digital painting part of my process is over the winter. The conventional painting is over the spring, and then the promoting and the shows is usually in the summertime leading into the fall. That's how I do it. But I am excited. It's really a nice site. It looks like it's going to be. And then I'm working with another person. I'm not going to start launching names and everything, but I'm working on another site that could get me involved with all the art fairs around the world. Basel,
Wow.
The one in Florence, there's one in Miami, there's one in New York. They're just all around, and they run throughout the year, but they are the big fairs, and there's a connection there that I'm working on, and that's news for coming up. Plus, I'd like to just show everybody I finished my
Let's have a look.
self-portrait. Chose to do myself as a young man. If you take a look, I think it turned out quite well. I was pretty excited about this. It's a really unique thing to paint yourself, looking yourself in the eye, knowing yourself because you've seen and looked at yourself throughout your whole, my almost 50 years. But this is getting now for me, and the reference is when I was younger, I had done a photo shoot that didn't turn out. So I have this particular photograph. In the days when you didn't have a digital camera, you had to put the imagery on film and then develop. And I had done this photo shoot when I was in school at the time, went and developed the photos, and they turned out terrible. I was kind of trying to do this match of the famous Jim Morrison shoot in the 60s, and it just didn't work out. So my wife actually came up with the idea for me to do a self-portrait, and of that shoot and fix it, and that's what I did.
Looks good.
And now that's what I wanted it to turn out to be.
I was going to say it seemed kind of Morrison-esque to me.
I plan to. This one I'll probably wait a while, print out, but it's set up to print out 5 feet by 5 feet. It's going to be a large work. I figured if you're going to leave your mark on the world afterwards, have it in your prime.
That's pretty awesome, Jeff, and very creative.
Well, that's what we got for this week. So,
thanks again for joining us, folks.
Yes.
We'll talk to you probably not next week. We'll be watching a Super Bowl. I hope your team wins, as long as your team is the Denver Broncos.
Well, who knows? We might have some updates from the Super Bowl next. Do a couple outtakes.
Spot announcements.
Yeah.
All right. Have a good evening, folks.
Why is it not turning off?
It doesn't.
Why is it a minute? Okay.